please.
Okay, I'd like to call the July 18th, 2022 Fire Board meeting to order. Would you join me in the pledge of allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We call the roll, please.
Aldrich?
Here.
Beckman?
Here.
Fox?
Here.
Ruplain?
Here.
Beckman? I'm sorry, Phelps.
Here.
Still here.
Pullen?
Here.
And Miller? I want to make sure you're here twice.
Yeah, I missed last week.
Get your $50 if you take care twice.
Yeah, you get paid twice for that.
Could we all please turn off our cell phones and please don't text during the meeting as it's going to be able to do that. Could we have the approval of the minutes of the last meeting?
How about the agenda?
Oh, yeah, can we have approval of the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as it stands.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Okay, moving on. Can we do this now, Scott?
Sure, go ahead.
Can we have approval of the minutes of the June 20th, 2022 meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes on June 20th, 2022.
I'll second.
A motion by Poland and a second by Phelps to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Moving on, time for public comment. Is there anybody out there that would like to make a comment? Yeah, to any firefighters out there in the audience? Okay. Moving on, the request for payments. Should we have a motion to approve the accounts payable?
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable. $117,421.90.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Phelps and a second by Poland to approve the accounts payable. Is there any discussion? No discussion, no question. Okay. So we have a roll call vote, please.
Yes, ma'am. Phelps?
Yes.
Pullen?
Yes.
Aldrich?
Yes.
Beckman?
Yes.
Fox?
Yes.
Ruplain?
Yes.
And Miller?
Yes.
7-0.
Thank you. The finance report, Peter.
Okay, in the packet, the 8B, this is through what fiscal year that just ended June 30th. We've collected all the revenues that I'm aware of. So year-to-date, the balance of that second column from the left is $1,680,000. And there might be a few more bills left out there where all the payrolls in. There might be a few credit card bills that trickle in. And so the expenses were $1,778,827. So it was basically, we got into the fund balance to purchase the new truck by just shy of $100,000, which on the front page of that, on the far right column of the revenue, was originally budgeted getting into the fund balance by $240-some thousand. We only got into it by $100,000. But there's still a few more bills, so that $98,000 is probably going to tick up a little bit, but I think I've got the majority of it in there, so we're in better shape than what the original budget was 14 months ago.
Could you say that a little louder, please?
In better shape than it was 14 months ago.
Still not great, but it's better.
Yeah.
Trending.
I think we did real well.
Yes, we did.
I don't know if anybody had any questions on it, or...
Everyone's fine. All right. I think that means there's no questions, Peter. Chief's comments.
Thank you, everyone. I'll wait for Chris to pull up the
To the right of where you were.
stats.
He's training.
He's doing the work.
Bear with us,
Sorry.
please.
All right.
So essentially, what do you need to know? We're down about 18%, however, for the month. the year totals show that we are increasing in calls. So whereas June was down 18%, we're still higher than we were last year, totality. So nothing stand out there with the exception of Eric and I revised the boat deployment data to better reflect what we do. And Chris, if you could pull that up. So what do we do? There was confusion on a water rescue. And most of our calls, this obviously is 2022, there's not a lot of activity because boating is kind of down for obvious reasons. But we separated EMS, emergency medical services, because the majority of our calls are EMS. So we wanted to distinguish that from a water rescue. Was somebody in the water, or did they fall down in the boat, which is, you know, more common than not. So we separated this out, and Eric has done a number of slides that kind of reflect that change. So essentially, all we did is separate EMS. This came about, I was asked to help Park Township create a marine division, and the subject came up, well, what are they going to do, what's their goals? And their goals were to rescue in a rip current situation. We don't have that rip current activity here, thank God, but what I posed to them was, so if you have all these units, this money, if there's a medical out there, who's going to take care of it? So then that struck a nerve, well, who's going to respond to that? So I wanted to show them EMS, and then there's another slide here, right here?
Yeah, you can scroll over, so
Chris?
it's in the middle of the screen there.
That, and this is what he carved out, right here. But that was combined with water rescue, and I don't think that's an accurate portrayal, because it was not a water rescue. But we didn't have that much activity, and this was all what I call the Eric Beckman, he brought this to fruition, to kind of show the public, hey, here's what the Marine Division does, so.
Do we find all the missing persons?
I'm sorry?
Do we find all the missing persons?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, that's one of the things where we
11 years.
we mutual aid with the sheriff as a platform, because the posture of his in Allegheny County is, we're not gonna just wash our hands of somebody missing out in the lake. We'll spend 2 or 3 days if we have to, then come back and go again. So you might have 4 agencies out there looking for somebody,
Yeah.
which happened twice last year. So, yes.
Great, that's 2 years worth of data there, or is it 11?
This is 2011 years.
Oh, 11, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, that's okay. It's confusing because there's different, we didn't keep great data at certain years, you know, going farther back. Right, Eric? Eric had to really dig into this. Great job.
I got a question. You said we don't have rip currents here, but we do.
We do.
Oh, we do have rip currents.
But not like they do in Holland,
Yeah.
Grand Haven.
We do have rip currents, absolutely, but.
Probably more so on the north side of the
Park
channel.
seems to have topography and geography that aids to rip currents there. We have more right at the breakwaters,
Right.
right there. That's
And
where
the north side is private.
Yes, that's where
so-
we've lost people, but Park has different dynamics there.
And the other thing I heard, and want to know if you could confirm it, is the Coast Guard helicopter in Muskegon in the summer?
I don't know what to find out. I heard Milwaukee.
Someone just said they were in Muskegon Airport.
It could be.
It would be fabulous for us.
I'll find that out.
Used to be in Traverse City.
Mhm.
Had a,
I think it came from several different areas. Sometimes it said they can get them across the lake faster than Traverse.
well, it makes sense,
So,
closer.
yeah, but they have such changing situations in their administration. I'll find out. So if no further questions on that, that pretty much highlights the incident reporting, community risk reduction. Fire prevention monthly report is in your packet as well. Page 14 of 29 just shows the activity on short-term rental inspections and business inspections and construction inspections. Then the Fire Inspector Society fire fatal statistics unfortunately is up, 15% increase and 11% increase in fires, so no one likes to see that. It fluctuates a great deal. Grant updates, 2 grants have been submitted. Vessel monitoring systems, we're hoping that's a qualifier for our insurance company. What that means is it would monitor battery voltage and water levels in the fire boats. And then the second grant that was submitted was for Deputy Chief Chris Mantles for staffing command classes. We can qualify for up to 75% reimbursement on his school, so we submitted for it. I just want to let you know that I'm underway in performance reviews for my staff. I'm about 10 days behind because of some other things that have been distracting me. And then 4th of July, at the request of Allen County Sheriff's Office, specifically Lieutenant Insfield, we conducted a post-event debriefing, also called an after action plan. We talked about that, and we had 2 meetings, one on a Monday, one on a Tuesday. The one on Tuesday had probably 15 people at it. So public safety-wise, we were evaluating what we liked, what we didn't like, recommendations, and the emergency manager was there, Scott Corman, and he's going to write up a report. We also did some planning for Venetian, which is kind of a big weekend, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. And there'll be an incident action plan that only public safety has that will be updated for that event. That concludes my chief comments.
Thank you. Under unfinished business, we have the EMS transport survey.
So far, that's going really well. I think we had, as of this morning, roughly 220 responses, so not as much as I would like, but still at least it's a good benchmark, and quite a variety of township north, township south, Douglas and Saugatuck. So hopefully at least give us a good feeler of what the people that did respond at least gave input. So we'll have some more to come from that later, but at least it's getting filled out. So
You know how many went out?
it went out to every MailChimp list, both the fire district and all 3 municipalities sent it out. And I believe that they're pretty close to the population mark in each municipality. That I think Pam said Douglas's is right around 1,100 or something like that, and I don't know the numbers for the other 2, but still got good feedback. So I would assume it's probably right around 3,000 went out and only got 200 back. So that's a pretty good response rate, right?
We're going to send them out.
What?
How do they send them out?
It was put out on social media for, I believe, all 3 municipalities and the fire district's page, and then it was sent out in their email blast list. So if you signed up to receive emails from any one of the 3 cities, it got sent out to you that way. So.
Chris, maybe you could ask the cities to resend them just in case somebody missed them or...
Yeah, well, and the survey closes in 2 days on the 20th, so I don't know, I was thinking about that, if it's worth asking. Yeah, I can, for sure.
Typically, after about 100 responses, you won't see the data really change very much.
No, really didn't. So.
But if you remind them that they only have 2 days to go, possibly you would get
okay.
more. Because sometimes people forget.
Yes.
All right. Moving on, updated budget questions, response from Saugatuck City Representative Dan Fox to Saugatuck City Council.
Well, first, I'd like to thank Dan for all the work he did on that.
Well, I want to be clear, our part of the work was done by other people in this room, all wearing uniforms. All I did, I was wordsmithed it, but the data and stuff.
You wrote up well.
And to the credit of everybody, what was an initial remark I think you made regarding the first set of questions, because virtually all the answers to the questions are on the website. Now, you might have to go to 2 different pages or 6 different pages, but in the spirit of, sort of open information from the government, it was all there. And the same is true of the set of questions I wrote out. I think I marked on, I think there's one, like the average salary, which one click, you go to Indeed and there's the number. Why somebody has to add? I don't know, but that was not on the website.
So did this satisfy Salary Tech for what they wanted?
I've heard back directly from 2 council members who were very enthusiastic and positive.
Good.
I don't expect to hear back from at least 3 of the remaining 4. Sophie, you never know. Hope springs eternal.
I just want to share with the board that once we concluded, the representatives would craft this, probably a day and a half, Dan had about 85% of it done. And he did his due diligence. So nice of you to recognize that. I'm sure you all have, but Dan really, there was some stuff he had to come to us on,
Like I
for
said,
clarity.
it's a tribute to the district that all of that was available. It wasn't any great, the one question related to everyone's salary is a challenging question to answer. And if you read that, the answer, basically, rather than going into the complex formulas and the reasons for variability and overtime and all the rest of this, which would have made that thing probably twice as long, I simply told him to do what I'd do if I wanted to know somebody's salary. I'd go to the last 12 meetings, go to the check register, find that person's name 12 times, add 1 through 12, and that's my answer for that person. Now, with whatever it is, 45 people, to do that, and not being on the computer, that was beyond what I figured I needed to do. I haven't heard any complaint about that. I figure that sufficed.
And the other board rep did add her 2 cents.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Okay, moving on. New business, the MMRMA policy renewal.
Our insurance company, the renewal's delayed. I'm not quite sure why. I tried to have in a memo for you for today, but it was actually due last Thursday to me, and they were unable to update it, and I could not sign off on insurance. So we do have insurance. It's just not, it has an automatic renewal for 30 days. But apparently they're behind. So they had some highlights. Remember that 15-year automatic? Well, the vehicle's not going to be replaced. It's a agreed value versus replacement. So we reverted back to that. They could not make an exception. However, they felt that it was more favorable. That'll be in the memo. I'll explain that in the memo, because I met with one of the senior members of MMRMA and then our representative, Liz. So I felt comfortable about the reply. I think you'll find we're up 13% for renewal. 2 reasons: cost of repair. What's the second one? Cost of repair and the cost of replacing the vehicles. Say if it's 14 years, or if the replacement would cost you $400,000 now, it's probably $540,000. So it was the cost of repair and the cost of the vehicles itself. That's what's drove up the price.
It doesn't surprise me.
And then
13%.
13% increase. And then we had talked about, the board favored submitting the application for Memorial Day ceremony, parade, and possibly veterans, so it wasn't imposed on them. So the question is, what about insurance? Because if we are the applicant who's covering the general liability insurance. So I met with the insurance company to provide you with a response on who's paying for the policy that's included within our general liability. The only thing that would not be included would be if you wanted to sponsor fireworks.
The question was raised in the city council meeting after the city accepted responsibility for insurance on 4th of July, or previously done Rotary, I guess, that the council member making the comments said that creates a precedent. How do you separate out the other event? So I would at least test the waters by submitting for one of these and saying, you know, insurance will be covered by the city as it has been done in the past. Because it also, from what they said, it was not a big number. I didn't see any insurance.
They didn't come up with a number.
Well,
I thought it was around 1,000. I thought it
Yeah,
was
that's what I
initially
Or
the
maybe
response was
2,000.
just shy of 2,000, and then I think it was dropped to 1,000.
But they
Well,
didn't really get most of them.
again, I think you can make the argument. If I were you guys, I would make the argument, that's a Saugatuck issue. That's not, the fire district then divides that by 3, 2 of which,
It doesn't
you know,
do
we're
it.
not covering Douglas's parade.
Well, Douglas didn't have the 4th of July parade.
Not a 4th of July, but anything
Memorial
else.
Day, yeah.
Right now.
But didn't you just say, maybe I misunderstood you, that our general insurance covers that whether we do it or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yep, I think it, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
correct.
cost us any more.
Correct.
Well,
Correct. I guess what I think where Dan's going is, I don't want to speak for you, I think where he's going is, well, the city's going to cover one, why don't they cover
yeah,
private?
but it's not gonna cost us anymore.
Shouldn't the applicant that's
I would think
applying for the
And I will be
permit, parade
applicant?
permit, supply the insurance, whether
Well, that
it be
would-
us or them,
Right.
or...
Yeah, the applicant, if the city's, in this case, we would be the applicant.
Right.
So we would supply the insurance,
We would provide the insurance documentation, and we will have to charge,
if
right?
we are the applicant.
Right.
So like Memorial Day, we would be the applicant for both Saugatuck and Douglas?
No.
No, just
No,
Saugatuck?
it would be, our application would be submitted to Saugatuck City.
Okay, you don't submit one to Douglas.
Not for all events. Some of them you do, for example, the the fireworks are, because it's a
Oh, yeah, we-
joint interoperability, interlocal agreement between the two, because the fireworks can be positioned in Douglas or Saugatuck,
Oh,
depending upon the weather.
okay.
So there are 2 permits there. We're not doing that.
Okay, that's fireworks, but
Correct.
I'm talking about just parade, like Memorial Day parades in both places. Who covers
I'll find out.
Saugatuck?
Hey, Chief, I think you told me Douglas Police already submitted the one for Memorial Day Parade
Oh,
in Douglas, if I
okay.
recall, and that's why we
He-
offered to do.
Okay, thank you.
Right, well, yeah, and I don't know why, how that happens. I know Chief Kent felt strongly about doing it. I don't know if they had to apply for a permit process, you know, Memorial Day people in Douglas, how that, or Kent just did it, I don't really know.
I don't remember an event application coming through for Memorial Day yet, but it might still be on its way.
No, Memorial Day's after there. I know
Oh,
you've
yeah.
missed a lot.
Yeah, I think it's Labor Day.
It's Labor Day.
I know you've been
Labor
busy.
Day.
There isn't a parade.
Well, that might have
Labor Day.
happened months ago, and I forgot.
What about their Halloween parade? That's,
Big time.
isn't that a,
Yeah.
And that's Douglas.
and that's it's a private...
Yeah.
I think Aaron takes care of it.
Yeah.
Aaron Wilkinson takes
Yes.
care of that.
Yeah, I think she does.
So the question is, do we have
Yeah.
to apply in Douglas? I'll find it out.
Yeah, like the Halloween parade, even if it is public, privately, somebody's gotta have that insurance.
She does.
Okay, I'm sure the city makes sure they've got insurance, what am I talking about?
It's just a one-day rider.
I'm sure,
Yeah,
they do,
right.
yeah.
Not that
The
expensive.
fireworks is different because it's state law, it's a
Yeah.
$10 million policy. It's so severe that
Yeah,
nobody wants to touch that, let alone MMR.
Moving on to Siegfried Crandall. Peter, why don't you take this?
That's just the annual, they're gonna do the audit sometime whenever they also do the township's audits, they kind of do it together. And it'll probably be sometime in late September, it's just the annual letter saying this is basically what we're gonna do.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll make sure we get copies to the municipalities, to make sure they see we have an audit done every year.
Everybody's audited in the state of Michigan are online in the state
I
treasury.
know,
Yeah.
but
You can go back
everything
to
they
it.
ask for was online too.
Huh.
Sometimes you have to force feed things.
Yeah, sometimes. Moving on, where are we? Oh, we're at the performance review. Why don't we move that to the last thing and finish the meeting and then go into closed session for the performance review? So the only thing we have left is Community Church of Douglas's thank you.
Yeah, you'll see, in your packet, a thank you letter, photos. Also, you've got all letters right here that were written by community church members, the kids and stuff. It's one of the most fun things for us is getting these things, so. There are lots of them. We also have a whole pile from the school as well that Lieutenant Bernhardy, has on his desk that, he's off today, so we'll show you those.
Good.
So just wanted to share that with the board.
All right, is there any public comment? Okay, then, if the chief wishes, we will go into closed session for his performance.
About board comments.
We can do those after. What do you want to do? If you want to do them now, we can.
Well,
All right, yeah, why don't we?
I mean, some people will be late, I'm
Right,
sure.
okay. All right, Aaron, got any board comments? Drew?
No, just again, tell Dan, thank you for all the work you did.
Scott?
Two things, really. One, aren't we what to do for officers again, the board?
Oh, when do we do that, Chris?
Right
We do
around
that
now, isn't it?
Now, or do we do that at the first of the year?
I will look it up and let you know. I thought it was the first of the year, but maybe I...
No, it's mid-year,
It's mid-year.
but I
What
don't
are we
know.
Then it's probably this
Election.
meeting.
Well, we'll have to
Election.
do it
I think we did it
next-
August last year, so it's probably because we forgot in July.
Probably.
So we're right on schedule.
Yeah, we're right on schedule.
It's a perpetual, monthly.
Because you remind us in July, and then we just do it in August. Thank you.
Huh.
Ed, when was the last time the hull on the fireboat was washed?
Yeah. It was missed.
What's that, Al?
Yes, it does. And, I've already directed my staff that won't happen
It went
again.
down the river here, definitely not going
Yeah, it was not acid wash when it was hauled. They won't let us do it and hold the boat in swing, so they have to do it. So, it's, yes, sorry.
All right.
I'm done.
Stacy?
I don't have anything.
Eric?
Two things. I want to thank all the municipalities that were so questioning our budget for showing up and asking more questions, follow-up questions. Speak to the camera. I really don't care, because I've been here for 14 years and no one ever shows up. So, and I want to thank the fire department for showing up at that, my brother's accident on that ridiculous highway in Blue Star, in Douglas. You guys did a phenomenal job, and I'm glad to hear the other guys doing good too.
And Dan?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Jane?
Oh, I know.
There's not enough time.
Yeah. No, I want to thank the other municipalities for standing by us and getting us through this thing with Saugatuck. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Thank you. So, we can adjourn, well, we can't adjourn, but we'll move on to the closed session.
Need to make a motion to go into closed
If
session?
Greg wants to go into closed
Yes.
session.
Closed session to discuss the fire chief's summary, performance review.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Poland and a second by Beckman to go into closed session to review the chief's performance. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Do we have a roll call vote on this?
I think you typically have in the past,
Yes,
yeah.
I think we do. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Aldrich?
Yes.
Beckman?
Yes.
Bach?
Yes.
Siplik?
Yes.
Phelps?
Yes.
Pullen?
Yes.
And Miller?
Yes.
Bye, y'all.
You gonna take notes?
You want me to stay again to take notes, or you
No.
good, you good?
Yes.
She is, okay, cool.
And then
I'll
once
make
we're
a
back in
motion to go
this,
back into
Go out of
regular
closed session.
All right, and I need a second for that.
I'll second that.
Okay, Phelps made the motion to go out of
Okay.
closed session. And Stacy seconded it.
Okay.
And
Just do
everybody's
roll
in
call.
favor,
Just do
right?
roll call.
Yes.
I don't think you do.
Well, you did to get out.
Okay.
Not to get
You can do
out.
roll call.
Roll call, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
secretary, do roll call.
Yes. All right. Okay, now we're back in open session. I'll take a motion to act on the chief's performance review.
I will make a motion to increase the chief's salary to 110,000.
I'll second that.
I'll second the at-large members'
Okay,
motion.
so.
I just did, sorry, I beat you to it.
Fox, okay.
Fox, I don't know.
Well, roll call vote?
Yes, it's a money thing.
Yes.
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 Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Beginning the new fiscal year.
Thank you.
No, starting the
Next pay
next
period.
pay period.
You were good, and
Thank
you did,
Thank you
yeah,
all,
been
thank
great.
you,
No, we just gave you a big one, but
thank you.
Mostly to Vicky for not, offering you somehow, pushing me off the boat on the weekend. or
And then you
whatever.
handle
We know-
all
we
the
know.
employees, right? Am I correct on that?
We know how much diesel fuel is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
we felt like you really needed it, 'cause
Steve and I put fuel in a couple of weeks ago, just because he was going to Grand Haven, to Port Sheldon. We just put 50 gallons on each side. Because it runs faster and doesn't use as much fuel.
Right.
It was $600.
I was gonna say, it cost you an arm and a leg. Oh my God.
Cheaper in Grand Haven. I mean, I
When
drove
you
up to
do your
Shelby.
report,
Jet would be
Douglas, do you
fast.
put the
Yeah,
number
cheaper.
in, or do you?
Well,
cheaper.
they gotta
Say we
tell you by the
did.
colas here.
I mean, we
Well, we're
just put
still.
that in. I
Hey,
usually
uh,
don't, but I don't know.
All right,
how it
so-
43 yesterday.
I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Pullen and a second by Beckman to adjourn. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Thank you, Fire Board, I really appreciate this, thank you very much.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.